What's up guys, Tamrakshan here. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is without any doubt the best flagship phone available right now, and the variant I'm talking about is the Exynos variant. Well, I haven't got a chance to test the Snapdragon variant of the S21 Ultra, but while just considering the Exynos variant, which is the one being sold in India and Europe, well, this time Samsung did a pretty good job. Because last year with the S20 series, the Exynos 990 had issues, but this time the new Exynos 2100 is a true flagship chip, and hence the overall user experience we get is pretty great. But before jumping into the performance side, let's first check the design and build quality of the S21 Ultra. And here as you can see, this design is very unique and at the same time a well thought out one in the present bar format phones. On the rear, the camera section actually stays as a part of the side aluminum frame, and that actually gives the impression that the camera module is not sticking out a lot, even though the reality is different. And yet this camera module portion is chunky, but the rest of the phone does stay minimal, and that gives the phone a great in-hand feel. Now by all dimensions, the phone is a very big phone and it's on the likes of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, but here Samsung actually did a better job. Because firstly, the weight balance is precise, and hence the 227 grams doesn't feel like an issue. And also this new design is like providing a proper hold, and throughout the quality has been kept to higher standards. The front and back glass is Gorilla Glass Victus, and here the color I have is called the Phantom Silver, which looks cool with the shiny chrome aluminum frame, but then for sure the best looking color according to me is the Phantom Black. And here the buttons all work great, and for the ports there is without any surprise just one, which is the USB-C port, and here right next to it you get the SIM tray which can take in 2 nano SIMs, but then this time it doesn't have any SD card expansion slot, so whatever storage you get inbuilt is the limit. But here since the storage options are 256 GB and 512 GB, I think you don't need to worry much about storage. And here at the bottom, this grill is our one speaker and the other speaker is the earpiece, and the sound quality from it is just awesome. The sound is rich with enough bass, and also the loudness level is high enough to fill a moderate sized room. So even though you don't get a headphone jack or headphone, you can still enjoy your media through these speakers. Well, since we talked about the headphones and stuff, one thing to note is that none of the Galaxy S21 series phones have a charging brick in box. All you get is a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. And hence if you don't have such a charger, you might need to get one. And here since the phone does support fast charging, I did check the charging speed with a 25-watt charger, and the time it took to fully charge the 5000 mAh battery is approximately 1 hour 30 minutes. And here the phone also does support fast wireless charging as well as reverse wireless charging, which are handy things, but then Samsung even did the main core battery thing in a neat manner. And what I mean is that the battery backup from this phone is good. With my usage, which is somewhat a heavy usage, I did get a screen on time in the range of approximately 5 hours 30 minutes. So if it's like an average use, well you can get more than a day's use with a single charge, and that's like a plus point for the phone. So from the things we checked so far, the Galaxy S21 Ultra's Exynos variant is shining with negatives like not getting a charging brick and maybe Samsung not providing a SD card slot. But other than that, everything is done properly. And actually, this is not even the best part of the phone, because that, like always, is the display. Samsung's displays are the best in class, and yet the display used in the S21 Ultra is without doubt the number one in that list. And actually, this display is the best display in any smartphone, period. This is a Quad HD 6.8-inch panel, which has a pixel density of approximately 515 ppi, and yet this time, this AMOLED panel can be used both with Quad HD and 120Hz refresh rate in the on state. So finally, Samsung has given us that option, and about the panel's quality, it's just awesome. The viewing angles are excellent and the colors does pop well, and even the brightness level is more than enough. The peak brightness level that the display can reach is 1500 nits, which makes outdoor usage issue free, and here one neat thing Samsung has done is that the display's refresh rate is dynamic. So it's a LTPO display which can switch between 10Hz refresh rate to 120Hz refresh rate, and that can be the reason for this good battery backup. And overall, this hole punch display is a great one for reading, browsing, content consumption, gaming, etc. But while talking about gaming, well, if you want the best experience, the processor should be a very capable one, and here like I said in the beginning, the Exynos 2100 is such kind of a chip. It paired with 12 GB of RAM, which is the variant I tested, and the 120Hz refresh rate does offer a smooth user experience. Everything is lag free and there isn't any eating issues, which is a plus point this time for the Exynos variant, and overall there isn't anything to complain about performance during day-to-day usage. Now I'm not talking about benchmarks or stressing the phone with overload, but what I'm talking about is just from a regular user's perspective. And I feel that's what matters for a buyer, and for that, this Galaxy S21 Ultra is a champ. But then these days, similar to all this, cameras are a very important thing with smartphones, and that's also a deciding factor. And here, the S21 Ultra on the rear does have 4 cameras, in which the main sensor is a 108 megapixel f1.8 aperture one, which has optical image stabilization, and there is also laser autofocus to fix the focusing issue. Then there are 2 telephoto cameras, in which one is a 10 megapixel f4.9 aperture periscopic telephoto camera, which has 10x optical zoom capability, and the second telephoto lens is a 10 megapixel 2.4 aperture 3x optical zoom camera. And here the last camera is an ultra wide angle camera, which is a 12 megapixel f2.2 aperture camera. So these are big numbers in spec sheet, and in real life also they do perform great. I mean, this camera system is versatile, and the main sensor, even though there is a bit of extra background blurring, it does capture excellent photos. Lighting situation doesn't matter a bit, and overall the main sensor is a great one. And on top of all that, the telephoto cameras are excellent too. I mean, since 3x and 10x zooms are captured using dedicated sensors, the quality in that zoom range is without any doubt the best in the competition. And here you can even zoom further and take good shots like in the 30x digital zoom range, and if you want to push further, 100x zoom with zoom lock is available, but it's still just there as a marketing hype. And also the ultra wide angle camera is a good one both in terms of ultra wide angle shots as well as for macro shots. So for photos, I love the camera system in the S21 Ultra. The slightly saturated and sharp pics are something I like, and hence I do rate the camera system in the S21 Ultra as the best. But then for videos, well, even though 8K 24fps videos can be recorded, I would still say the iPhone 12 Pro Max is the better one for video recording. Here with the S21 Ultra, if we record in 4K 60fps or below, videos are stable and crisp, and the colors do stay sharp with no focusing issues. But like I said, the iPhone 12 Pro Max's video is surely a step above this. And about the front camera, well, it's a 40 megapixel f2.2 aperture sensor, and this time Samsung also made this front camera a perfect one for selfies and front camera videos. The selfies doesn't seem to have that over smoothing or processing, and here the selfies do retain all the details and the skin tone is not altered too. And about the front camera videos, it's pretty crisp with good stabilization, so it can be used for vlogging. So here overall this camera package is an excellent one. And this is another reason why the S21 Ultra is a great phone. And now the final things which overall add to make the experience refined include things like a much better ultrasonic in-display fingerprint scanner, which is very fast as well as accurate. Samsung has finally got it right with the in-display fingerprint unlock, and this is like Samsung taking the fingerprint scanner to the iPhone's Touch ID level. Then the phone does have IP rating, which means it's water resistant with IP68 rating. Then the Bluetooth version is 5.2, Wi-Fi version is Wi-Fi 6E, and here you also get NFC and all the other sensors. And last but not least, the phone does have support for 5G. But here in India right now 5G is not available, so I'm not sure about the speeds. And also one thing to note is that the Indian variant just has sub-6 5G and it doesn't have millimeter wave 5G. And by the way, as an extra, this phone also does have support for S Pen, which you have to buy as an extra accessory. So I guess this is everything about the S21 Ultra. And after checking all these stuff, well, without any doubt, I can say that Samsung has made a great phone. Pricing is on the very premium territory, with the starting price being 1,06,000 Indian rupees and the top variant's pricing being 1,17,000 Indian rupees. This price tag is now just reserved for every company's ultra premium phones, and this phone, like its name, fits well in this segment. That's all for this video, guys. Hope you liked it. If so, a like is much appreciated, and a sub to the channel will be awesome. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye.